Hello. Now, if you're thinking of taking up wheelchair tennis or coaching it in your club, then this is for you. It's simple and it's easy and you don't need much equipment. So let's get started with the basics. You'll need a chair, and who better to tell us about it than Pete Norfolk, wheelchair tennis champion.
This is a tennis wheelchair, a specific chair for the sport. Over the years, it's been tuned to make us go faster and to adjust to suit your disability and your ability. So you can see that this chair's got quite a big camber, so the wheels are splayed out at the bottom. It's about 20 degrees of camber, but you can choose for tennis generally between about 16 and 22, 20 being the average. What it does, it helps the chair spin faster, it gives it more stability sideways as well, and it's generally faster in a straight line, in a short length. In addition, we have different types of tyres, so you can choose your tyres, and as you can see, they'll wear out on one side and then you just flip them over, and there are different hand rims. If you have a racket, have a rubber hand rim, you can choose a rubber hand rim or an aluminium or titanium on the other side. The idea of the rubber hand rim is you can put the racket against the hand rim and you get less slippage so that you don't miss a push. And you can choose between rubber, foam, different sizes of hand rims, different diameters. You can have it closer into the wheel. All the sports chairs have quick release axles, so it's easier to travel. You take the wheel off by pressing the button and you can adjust it. Carbon fibre spokes. And then on the frame, this is a multi-adjustable chair. You can adjust the centre of gravity here along these holes. You can adjust the seat height, your height off the ground, so the higher you sit, the easier it is to serve, the more reach you have. We have an axle sleeve that we can adjust out or in to, again, to suit the size of the person. You can adjust the back height, the back angle. You can have side guards. We have an angle adjustable backrest here, so that we can change the back angle, change the back height, so we can go higher. So if you were a higher level disability, for example, you'd have a higher backrest. You might have to have a strap that goes around here, around your chest. We have an anti-tip here with a wheel that gives you more stability, safety. So if you're leaning over backwards, you're not going to fall over. We can have front seat height adjustment. There's a bolt here, and we can adjust the frame higher or lower. In addition, we can adjust the foot plate higher or lower, further back, further forward, the toe clips to keep your feet in the chair, and then you can have straps. We put hip straps on. We also have thigh straps, and we have leg straps and toe clips. The reason for that is keep you in the chair, keep you locked in the chair, so that you can use your body to help push and rotate the chair as well, so you're faster and more secure. You need to choose your chair carefully so that it suits your disability and your ability, and then you adjust it accordingly. And as your ability gets better, as your tennis improves, you change the chair to suit. So you might, for example, want to go higher, and that's where the height adjustment comes in. So then you make the chair go higher and you adjust it, so you don't have to buy another chair. When you've made most of those adjustments and you're an improved player, then you can go to a fully fixed welded chair, which is obviously lighter and stronger. When you get in your chair, move your feet back. You have a strap here. Keep your legs in nice and tight. We have a strap here to make sure that it's adjusted for your hips. And then what it's doing is it's nice and tight. It locks you into the chair so that when you want to turn, you can turn and use the chair. As a quad player, I'll have to tape the racket to my hand. I use different types of strapping because then it protects my hand and my wrist, because the tape's very abrasive. There are all sorts of different types of strapping techniques. The main one is to make sure that you have the racket fixed firmly in your hand, and then you play with the fixed grip. I use the glove as protection, basically, for my hand. And then you wrap it round. I tape my thumb down as well. Bear in mind, once it's on, it's very hard to move it and change your grip. And you've got to play with your forehand, backhand, slice, all with the same grip, and serve. Try and generate topspin. If it's not on tight, your racket's going to move. If your racket moves, then you haven't got the right grip. You won't have control of where the ball is going. I've taped my thumb down here, so my thumb is out of the way, but it actually then gives me that fist grip. And I've taped across here and round here to give my wrist support as well.
Now, as Peter's shown, quads may have to strap their rackets on, but if you're like me and you've got full function, just get in your chair, get strapped in. Simples. So you're ready to play. Now here's how to push the chair. Pushing is about being as smooth and as efficient as possible in your chair, and it's important that your first two pushes are big, hard, strong pushes, and then it's easy to maintain your momentum. Pushing your chair with your racket in your hand can be a little bit tricky at first, but trust me, it gets easier. Now, all you do is you grip your racket and you push the push rims at the same time. Now, you can either use the push rims or you could push the rims and the tyres. Now, the start position when you're about to push your chair is very important. I like to start high and then use the full extension of my arms using all of my wheel rim. Court coverage in wheelchair tennis is really important. I use long, quick pushes to get from A to B. So big, long pushes using your shoulders and using your core and keeping your head up all the time to reach the ball. Long, quick pushes. Now, if you're a quad, pushing your chair with your racket in your hand requires a different technique. You need to be putting the taped racket on the push rims. And once most quad players have taped up, they'll put a sticky layer on by reversing the tape to get better traction. Of course, you're going to have to turn the chair and change direction quite quickly, and here's how you do it. Tennis is about getting your chair into the optimal position to hit the ball, and to do this, you have to master all these little intricate moves with your chair. Always on the move. You have to be comfortable using your non-dominant hand. So if I'm going for a forehand, I'll push out, hit, use my non-dominant hand to turn the chair, backhand, pull back with my non-dominant hand, always using this left hand to control the chair. It's really important that you should be able to, as well as pull backwards with your non-dominant hand, also push forwards, especially on the backhand. It's important that you can push into the court using your weaker hand or your non-dominant hand. So I go for a backhand, hit the ball, and push in. When you're moving into the court, you might be more comfortable doing what we call a crossover. So you bring your non-dominant hand across your body and you touch your wheel, and that should bring you into the court. Watch. Touch the wheel, and there you go. Brings me into the court. Now, the level of your disability will affect the amount of trunk movement that you have. Now, if you've got good trunk movement, you should be able to change direction or move the chair just using your trunk. Now, watch me. Using my hips, and I can change directions. If you have less trunk movement and you've got a higher level of disability, to turn your chair, you might want to use your hand to stabilise yourself as you're turning. So as I'm pushing, I put my hand on the chair, which gives me balance as I turn. Coaching is easy. Coaches don't really need much more than the usual drills, but here's a few specialist drills just for you. First off, a simple mobility drill where you try to grab the back of your opponent's chair while they defend. A straight relay, testing our speed, and this can be made more interesting by crossing over.
Good, across.
Zigzags, which gets us to turn the chair quickly.
Go!
Holding onto our partner's chair, which helps us to work on our first push and explosive power.
Calm down.
Okay, now you know how to move and turn the chair. Here's another important bit, how to hit the ball. The basics for hitting solid ground strokes are the same. But what we're interested in here is getting the chair in the right position. Wheelchair tennis players move in a V pattern when they're at the baseline. And just like the able-bodied game, you move into the court to hit the ball and then back out to prepare for the next shot. Time for the ground strokes. We'll start with the forehand. Now, preparation is key. Set yourself up, go to the ball, hit it, and you recover back to the centre of the court. Preparation, back to the centre of the court. Go forwards, hit. Forwards, hit. Making sure the ball is always in front of you. Now, the backhand can be hit with either the slice grip, the conventional backhand grip, but a lot of wheelchair tennis players, to save time, hit the backhand with the same grip as the forehand. It's called the reverse backhand. So you've got the forehand grip, you bring the racket over your lap, and you hit the ball with the same side of the strings as you'd hit it with your forehand. So let's demonstrate. Attack the ball, top spin, go back to the centre of the court. Attack the ball, top spin, back to the centre of the court. Set yourself up again.
If you're a coach, you've never done it before, I would say give it a go. Don't be scared. Get them in the chair, get them playing. Do the same drills as you do with all your kids and your adults at your ladies' coffee mornings or your club beginner sessions. Get them going, get a racket in their hand, get them playing, and then seek out the Tennis Foundation and we'll give you some expertise.
The rules are exactly the same, with the exception that the ball can bounce twice.
Everything else is the same. Forehand's the same, serving's the same. Obviously there's no leg drive in a serve, but everything is about hitting the ball and finishing your swing, so there's no difference.
Looking after your chair is as important as restringing your racket. And you know what? The good news is it's very simple. Tyres need to be at the right pressure, usually 100 psi. But just like your car, check the manufacturer's recommendation. Changing a tyre isn't as bad as it sounds. Changing an inner tube is easy. All you need is a set of tyre levers and a new tube, of course. It's the same process to change a tyre. Sometimes you can even up the wear and tear just by swapping them. The wheel bearings need to be kept clean so the chair rolls freely. And finally, all the chair parts, like the seat, cushion and straps and other parts, can be changed, which gives your chair a longer life. So there you go. Whether you're a player or a coach, wheelchair tennis is easy. So stop listening to me and get out there and enjoy yourself.
I had an accident when I was 21 and I took up tennis about a year and a half, 2 years after my accident. It's been a great way of meeting new people. It's been a great way of overcoming my disability. I get to travel around the world and have had some of the most amazing experiences that I'll ever have as a result of playing wheelchair tennis. So definitely give it a go.
You just need a couple of bats, a ball, and come and try out one of the wheelchair tennis chairs.
It's a great sport. You can do it anywhere and play with anyone. Obviously the able-bodied game can mix with the disabled tennis, so just do it for fun, or if you want to do it more professionally, then just work hard and then you can work your way up the ranks.
There are several disability tennis venues across Great Britain supported by the Tennis Foundation. They deliver weekly wheelchair tennis sessions. The Tennis Foundation also runs weekend wheelchair tennis camps where you can access coaching from Britain's elite coaches.
I'd advise you to get down to one of the Tennis Foundation beginner camps. The coaches are really friendly and they obviously work with the top players that are on the performance program so they know their stuff and they can advise on what to do. It's an amazing sport. You can work your way up and get to the Grand Slams like I have and get to rub shoulders with the able-bodied pros like Andy Murray and Novak Djokovic. It's a really good sport to be involved in.
Doesn't matter what disability you have, there's always a way of playing some sort of tennis, even if it's short tennis or full court tennis. But my main advice is just get out there, give it a go and have fun and enjoy it.
For more information, go onto the Tennis Foundation website. Aye!